All right, next let's kick it all down to Baton Rouge, where, hey, interesting news here. The Tigers, their running back room was looking pretty thin. Now they got back Trey Bradford, who he played last year. He was a freshman, transferred during the offseason to Oklahoma, left Oklahoma, now he's back. And from what I understand, if you do that, as long as you don't play in a game, Trey Bradford did not play for Oklahoma. He left during Sooner camp. He's eligible to see the field for LSU. So, this is just the wild times we're living in. But Coach O was asked about Bradford during the coaches' teleconference, did not make it clear whether he was going to be able to play this weekend against McNeese. But aside from that, looks like Bradford will be seeing the field sooner rather than later for LSU and could not come at a better time. Of course, the offensive line is still a massive work in progress, and a lot of those guys are out this week. So it may not matter so much who you got running the ball. It's all about the blocking or lack thereof we got in Baton Rouge right now. But that's something to consider. And Coach O was also asked about fixing these damn crossing routes. I don't think LSU fans, this is the last time they want to hear about crossing routes, but they got to get that fixed. And what are the key takeaways Coach O had from the week 1 loss to UCLA? He was asked about that as well.
Hey, Coach, a lot of the offensive linemen, obviously you recruited, other big schools wanted them too. Has it been frustrating that you haven't been able to build your two deep and some of those younger guys just haven't been able to get on the field?
Yes, it has. And, look, man, we won a lot of games with Austin Deckles and Ed Ingram. Those guys, we won a championship with those guys. Those guys started as freshmen in the swamp. So, those guys are good football players, and I believe in them. It's a shame that we lost our left tackle right before the season. I think that hurt us a little bit, and Liam's back, but we got to have more continuity. They just got a new offensive line coach. I'm not making an excuse for them, but it's different for the guys. It's going to take time for them to gel. I believe in Brad. I believe in this offensive line. Some of these young guys are going to have to step up.
I think this morning in your interview, you're saying one of the things that was, I guess, disappointing with the defense was kind of the crossing routes, the issues you guys had with the crossing routes. I'm just curious as to how you can, improve on that in a week's time, and just kind of who are some of the players you're hoping will step up.
Well, we went back and we looked at why we're not covering them. We had an extensive meeting on that. We came up with some drills to help our guys cover the certain crossing routes that we seen. We had seen some different stuff that they hadn't seen. We saw some different stuff that we hadn't showed them in practice. So that's coaching, and so I think we fixed that. We made a couple of adjustments, a couple of calls that when they get in a couple of formations, that we can take the heat off of the crossing routes. So I know we made some adjustments this week. I saw live action the first time with our defensive coordinator, so he's got to learn our players got to learn our defensive coordinator, and we got to make a big jump this week.
I just want to ask you, in relation to solving some of the crossing route issues, is it more of a playing more zone? Is it personnel? You got to get better, get different personnel on the field?
Well, as far as the crossing routes, I do believe is zone. Sometimes we have some match zone principles that we have to look at, see if our guys can trust their keys and get it. They were showing some different keys that were putting them in a confusing situation that was allowing those crossing routes. And we looked at it, and we looked at the terminology and what we're doing. So we fixed a couple of things this week. We made some adjustments if they get that look again, and hopefully that we can cover them.
How lengthy is the list of things that you have to get fixed in a hurry, and what are going to be the few easiest things that you're going to be able to fix the quickest?
Yeah, I think that when you look at the film, the thing I was most pleased with, the effort and the want-to of the players. There was no question about that. It's been like that. It's been like that every day of practice. So the leadership, the continuity of the team, everything else can be fixed. But that right there, to me, is the most important, and they've got it. Great leadership, a great team unity. Now, it's fundamentals. It comes down to stance, alignment, assignment, simplifying stuff. Make sure, let's see example for offense. We have to protect the quarterback better. Whatever that takes to protect the quarterback, we cannot let our quarterback get hit. And we got to have short, easy throws and put the ball in our playmakers' hands in space and let them make plays. So that, and have a more more variety in our run game. So we got to get that going. On defense, we got to be able to stop the run. Whatever that takes, whatever we got, a gap football, whatever it takes to stop the run, we got to do that and eliminate the explosive plays. We had 11 explosive plays, and that's way too many.
All right, it's pretty bad when crossing routes comes up twice in a press conference, and that's kind of the main takeaway, but that is just something they have got to get a handle on here because Mississippi State here in a couple weeks, that's LSU's first SEC game. They're going to throw every damn crossing route Mike Leach has got in the book. They're going to be throwing them at LSU, particularly after what we saw last season and how they tore apart that man-to-man LSU defense. So, hey, we got a couple weeks to work on it. Got to get that corrected because that has just been damn torturing them Tigers.